everybody. This is Janine. This is the to be continued from earlier. I was making a comment about Portia and Kenya and their scrap battle on the reunion show, which we haven't seen yet, but I can't wait to see, where apparently Kenya got her behinds dragged all over the stage of the reunion show by Miss Portia, the least likely person to do that. Like, she was so, soft-spoken and all that. But I said I wanted to make another video about just all the girls on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and who I think, is really, making an impact on the show, like as far as, being interesting to watch, and who is just there taking up space. And this is what I've come up with. Phaedra, I think everyone in the whole universe would probably, I feel pretty confident that everyone would agree with me that Phaedra's, being on the show is as pointless as anything could be. Like, I don't know why she's still there. She's not fun to watch. She's not interesting. She's not even dramatic. She's just taking up space. And Apollo, just because he's always in some stuff, he could, make his appearances and I'd be okay with that. But Phaedra, yeah, it's time to go. Like, that ship has sailed. It's just over. And Nene, although I love Nene. I do. But as far as on the show, I'm just not really seeing her purpose anymore. Like, it just seems like she's like kind of almost like this hovering force kind of around, and she's not really there. I don't know. It's not the Nene that we used to know, that we all just first, really, were like, oh, about. This one is somebody else, and she's not nearly as interesting. She's wanting to be a diva and trying to be a diva, but she hasn't put in enough work to be considered a diva. And so it's just it's almost offensive watching her pretend to be, she's Patti LaBelle or some shit. Like, it's just weird. So it's just weird. Even her hairdos are like getting to the point where they're just like, what was she trying to do? Like she's trying to be larger than life. And which is, really her just kind of bringing her own brand down, because Nene herself, just her very existence is larger than life. If she just was her, she would be that. That's what she was the first time when we first met her. That's what she is. It comes very naturally to her, but when she goes to trying, it turns into something else. And that's what we're seeing now, is like this pretend Nene. Like, when someone who doesn't have that factor, that it factor, tries to be, it could work out. But when somebody who does have that it factor starts trying to do something else, they end up without it. And that's pretty much where, that's how I feel like that Nene is right now. Like, so if she's going to be like she is now, I don't necessarily see the purpose. Like, she could be one of those people who comes in every once in a while, make an appearance or something, but a main person in the show, no. Kenya. Kenya is an asshole. Like that. And what's funny is that Kenya is deliberately being an asshole. She's not like she doesn't realize she's being an asshole. She does it on purpose. And but it's serving the purpose that it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to create the conflict, which it does. She's very good at creating the conflict. So Kenya Kenya can stay, and Portia, I mean, because she's just coming into her own now with the whole coming out of the Cordell thing, and we always love to see that. Someone in the transition, and that's Portia, and so she's good. And Candy, I don't know. Candy's just, I think Candy's boring by nature. I don't mind her. Like, I don't get it like, you know, when I see her, but I'm not necessarily interested either. So I don't care whether she could stay or leave, and I don't think it would really make a difference. But yeah, like, yeah, that would, like, and Cynthia's just on my nerves. I hate Cynthia. I don't hate Cynthia. I don't hate Cynthia. Cynthia's probably she seems like a very sweet person. She seems like kind of like the person where it would be probably okay to be friends with Cynthia for a little while, but I think the bougie would become too much for anyone. Like it's like she has this thing about her that's very warm and inviting, but there's a bouginess in that whole thing, and a lot of it, some of it even comes off from the Peter thing, like where it's just kind of, the bougie would kind of get on your nerves, and then you kind of wouldn't want to be there anymore. You know, like I think at the core, she's a really good person. I'm almost done. Close the door. But you know, like yeah, the whole bougie thing would drive you nuts. But aside from that, I'm pretty sure she's a very sweet, person, but small doses maybe. And that's about it. So, Nene and Miss Phaedra, I think it's time to just cut the cord and let them go. And I mean, Nene, come back occasionally, but not be a major person, and bring in some new people. Like it's a great time to bring in some new people with Portia in transition. That's a perfect time when someone else is in transition. That is a perfect time to bring in some new sources. That's a really good time. So I hope that we will see some different people in the next season. Maybe even 2. If we could get 2 new people, and definitely, I think we could really, that show could really, 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 do some stuff. Like, create that thing, like what it had in the beginning, like what it used to have, But that's my opinion on that. This ran pretty long. It's 8 minutes long. But that's it. That's my opinion. That's it. Peace.